Welcome to 2020 edition of Pack TV magazine. As a wolf pack, we realize our strength comes from working together and caring for each other in good times and in hard times. How many of us know about local citizens outside schools who strengthen our South Sound community? On December 3rd, 24 iVideo students had 3 hours downtown Olympia to meet an interesting person who strengthened our greater South community. We asked questions about their lives, learned about local businesses, and had 1 week to edit their story. Let's take a peek at some of the interesting people we had found with that chilly day on the streets of downtown Olympia.
We all know that Washington State is known as the coffee capital of the world.
Did you know that Olympia is home to several unique coffee shops which welcome people from all walks of life?
Let's follow our first team who met a warm and friendly barista who introduced us to his job. Thank you Cody, Veronica, and Lou for bringing us his first story.
Hello.
Hey, how are you? My name is Daniel. We are called Ember Goods. We're a coffee shop slash retail shop. Yeah. We opened in November of last year. Last year.
How long have you worked here for?
I've worked here for 10 months. Yeah, coming up on 10 months. Why do I work here? So the owners are my friends. Bonita and Logan, they're married. They're friends of mine. And then Nick and Jess, they're married as well. They're friends of mine. And when they opened, I just came in. I've been in the coffee industry for over 5 years now. And so when they opened, I was like, hey, what's up? How's it going? We became friends. Logan and I started playing on the same soccer team, and so we just got connected. We go out for drinks together. We go out for fun together. And so, yeah, we just hang out and we became friends. Where did we roast? So we roast in Morton, which is roughly around 2 hours away. We roast in a small batch roaster, so it's only roasts 4.5 pounds at a time. In the coffee industry, that's not very big because we're a really small shop. We don't, you have Oli Roasters on 4th Ave, and then you have Bettendorf and Bronson right over here, which are bigger companies. We're only owned by 4 owners, and we did everything ourselves. We didn't get any loans, and so everybody's in their 20s. We're not like invested by some grandfather or something like that. So the theme of this, the aesthetic really is just welcoming. We'd like to put on a lot of local artists. Like 30 seconds ago, this lady approached me and was like, hey, you should put on my husband, and so we'll be in contact with them. We have like our calendars over there. They are made by my friend Jordan. We have some mugs over there that are made by a school teacher in Yelm. These candles are made from soy, and they're made from a couple in Montana. And then some of these shirts in here, they're made from just people we know or we know the distributors. And yeah, so it ties in really well because some people come in and they're trying to wait in line and they're like, oh, the line's long, maybe I'll go shop. They spend some money. Yeah, just really to invite local artists around and to have a meeting place for people.
Olympia sure loves their coffee. This next team found one more shop which introduces us to a local coffee shop with a very different vibe.
Although their decor is dark and gloomy, the staff has a warm enough heart to serve people and cats.
A huge shout out to reporters Noah Coley, KJ, and Elliot Brown for introducing us to Catman at Burial Grounds Coffee.
Here at Burial Grounds, people are always wondering, is Burial Grounds welcoming?
Burial Ground is actually one of the most welcoming coffee shops here in town. It caters to everybody, no matter what race, what wealth range you're in. They make the homeless people feel safe and welcome here also.
community center with a focus on coffee, probably. A place that's open to people from all aspects of life, and as long as you're not rude, then we'll probably be accepting.
Once you get your coffee or milkshake, there's a lot of great artwork around the place.
Yeah, so the board games are a sort of derivative of what the coffee shop used to be, which was more of like a gamer-oriented sort of deal. The skeletons were done by someone who's been coming here for like 10 years, and it's a pretty close personal friend to our current owner and all of our staff at this point. The framed art is our current owner's work, and then we curate artists from, like, local artists who want to sell or display their work.
My name's Noah, and I'm signing off. Bye-bye.
Next, we introduce Team Woodshed. iVideo students Neil, Austin, Nick, Jake, and Hayden met up with our loved Wolf Booster president, Mrs. Claridge.
Not only is Mrs. Claridge a huge fan of our Wolf sports program, but did you know that she is also a small business owner in town? Let's take a peek into her business with Team Woodshed.
We're going to meet a prominent member of our community. Not only is she a Black Hills parent, but she is also a president of the Booster Club. We are going to meet her at her furniture store, Woodshed Furniture, right now.
Hello, what is your name?
My name is Trisha Claridge.
And how long have you worked here?
I've worked here for 21 years.
And what made you start this business?
It's actually our family business, so my parents started it or bought it when I was a teenager, and just always wanted to come back and work here. You know, most people think it's probably the flexibility that you can work when you want, you can pay yourself what you want, but in the end, that's not super true. I end up working way more hours than most people realize, and sometimes there's a lot of money for paychecks and other times there's not. So favorite part wouldn't be flexibility because it's really not flexible. Probably just being my own boss and not having to answer to another person. Oh, that's another hard one. I wouldn't say I have a favorite piece, but just anything Amish made. It's super custom. You pick the wood, pick the finish, pick the hardware. So I love the Amish made furniture.
That concludes our interview with Trisha Claridge, an important and valued member of our community.
We have got to tell you that finding a person to interview in the streets of Olympia is not an easy task.
In fact, we are really proud of this next team of reporters who found a woman with a heart of gold who serves the needy in our community.
Please enjoy this next story brought to us by Hunter Deacon.
So unfortunately, our audio was messed up because of the jacket and blanket she was wearing, and it kind of muffled all the audio. And as we continued throughout the day, the audio of everything was eventually messed up too. So we're doing a voiceover of our story about Lindsay Shoemaker. Understanding her appearance was not the brightest and the best, and you know, she was homeless, but her character and the way she was really stood out to us, and that's why we decided to interview her. Throughout the interview, she continued talking about a few key points that I think Hunter and I both realized were key, very important to her, and like served as big moral values. The love of water for her was one of them. Being this like role model to the homeless community in downtown Olympia really was like the biggest like focal point for her. I was like serving as like a mother for like people that had like absolutely nothing or felt like they didn't belong here anymore. That's what she really loved the most, was just being like caring and like understanding and just serving as someone that can help out without being like, you know, the government or a police officer. Someone that they actually like trust and not have like a fear of. That's what Lindsay Shoemaker really like wanted to be for that, you know, that group of people. She just kind of went through her life story as Hunter and I asked the questions. She just talked about how she moved from California, and she just talked about how this role of being a mother kind of just developed, taking care of her younger siblings and taking care of her best friends just kind of throughout life, and then continuing to have a son that she took care of before eventually deciding to become homeless on her own choice to help take care of that community and be trusted by the group of, you know, individuals there. Her character, that's what really stood out to us. Like, as we were getting ready to interview someone, we'd just see her like, you know, sprinting to go give someone like a blanket, and then another spot to go like run over and give someone a hot chocolate, and she just kind of like all over the place, and she was just wanting to be helpful in any way possible. So thank you for listening to our interview of Lindsay Shoemaker and understanding what happened with our audio of what she said in our questions. Thank you.
Hey, there are so many great places to eat downtown. That is why we're excited to introduce one of our favorite new places to hang out and grab a bite.
The diner is unique and has a cool vibe. We met some truly interesting people at this local diner called The Reef.
The things that people gravitate to the Reef for is that it's a long-standing Olympia, kind of like whatever people would say, institution. It's been described as like the heart of downtown. We try to make like all the food's pretty much from scratch. So like what diner food would have been like back before everything became frozen and, you know, kind of pre-manufactured. We actually pay real humans to take ingredients and turn it into chicken strips, whereas most chicken strips you will ever have just came out of a bag, made at a factory somewhere miles and miles away. We actually take chicken and do things with it. We make homemade pie that brings a lot of people in. We try to offer a large portion of quality food at the cheapest price we can. We try to be open and inviting to all walks of life, and, you know, all demographics. It's like a very safe place for any, you know, gender preferences, races. We're open 8 a.m. until 3 a.m. So that draws a lot of people because we're available and around. There's not a place besides us to sit down and have food after midnight in Olympia. We didn't engineer it to be that way necessarily. We reopened a long-standing business that was a downtown diner, and through traveling around the United States, a old diner has been like a part of like America that I like a lot. So I had no interest in trying to make a hipster, modernized, you know, shishi version of what people call diners now. I wanted to have a real diner that is kind of funky and full of odd people, and, you know, oftentimes with a menu that's too big. But then just trying to make the quality the highest quality food we can to keep the prices reasonable.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you for joining us today on our first edition of Pack TV Magazine. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a news reporter? Maybe you want to learn how to tell a powerful visual story with a video camera and edit your clips on an industry editing program like Premiere Pro.
If you have any interest in storytelling, learning about video technology, journalism, or movies, make sure to sign up for Larson's Video 1 or Video 2 Broadcasting Journalism class. Classes can only be offered if we have enough students sign up. If you want to follow our stories, be sure to click the PAC Video TV quick link on the BHHS web page and like our YouTube channel today.
Signing off for PAC TV Magazine, this is
Anella
and Angel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.